What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. And with the season of summer coming to a close, we're going to delve into probably my most favorite time of year, and that is fall for muskie. So with muskie, I really like chasing them on the fly. So with this video, I'm going to be tying my favorite pattern for chasing these fish, which is an articulated pattern. It's more of a Buford style. So let's dive into it, and I'll do my best to keep the video short. All right, so the first hook we're going to be starting out with, this is a 1/0 B10S stinger hook. So we're just going to start our thread with our jam knot, work back to the bend, and trim off excess. So what we'll do is we'll start out with brown. So take my brown bucktail here, pull out a clump. To anytime you're dealing with deer hair, you want to make sure you get all your under fur out. So all we're doing with that is either taking a brush or your fingers and going through the hair and pulling out anything that's just not meant to be in there. All right. So here we need to gauge out how long we need it. So considering that these feathers are going to be coming off the back, we don't really need it too far on there. We're going to be making about a 10 to 11 inch fly, nothing too crazy. Right now that we got that taken care of, we'll come up on here, 1, 2, pull down, kind of work it around the shank. Now we need to pick out our feathers. So now we'll come in here, kind of see what the length we want. Trim up our excess. Now that we got that, we're gonna throw in some flash. All we're doing is capturing this. A couple loose wraps, and then we're just gonna work it around the top up here. That over. Now that we got that, we're gonna hit this with a little glue. So I'm gonna throw in some half hitches just for a little extra security on this. And then we're gonna come back in with some bucktail. We're still gonna reverse tie it, so show you what that means. We're gonna be building out the taper, so basically what that means is, you know, the further we go up the fly, the more material we want to make it more like look more like a fish. So, and we're flipping that over, grabbing our thread, applying to the hook, 2 loose wraps, and then we'll pull it down, which will flare that, work it around. I like to throw a little added protection and throw a little glue on that. Take a wrap or two, and this is just a pin that I've taken apart, and it just acts like a flaring tool. So we'll just flare that out, hold back, and wrap it in front. And this is forming a dam, so lets that material fold back on itself. And we're just going to do that probably 2 times. This time we'll cut it a little bit longer. Again, we're building a taper. 2 loose wraps and pull them tight. As you see, that hair wants to spin, and that's what you're wanting to do. If you got good bucktail, it'll spin easily, but when you get to the little stiffer stuff, you have to play with it a little bit more, working around the shank. Couple of wraps. Push tool. Make that dam. Decided we're gonna add a little flash in. And what I'm doing is just folding this flash in half. It's basically gonna set up for your next form of flash. I just split that in half and wrapped it. 1, 2, and then you're gonna take your thumbnail. Well, if it doesn't slide off, you're gonna take your thumbnail and just kind of work that material around. All right. Dash of glue. Little glue to hold it in place. So this is probably gonna be our last clump of bucktail on this to give us a little space on the eye. And we'll add in the feathers and the flash on this. So we're gonna be working with the end of the bucktail. This is more of a solid hair, so it's not gonna want to spin as well. And you just gotta kind of work it in. So that's actually probably the length that we want. Just gauge it out. Trim off, make everything even. And we'll come back in and tie this in.
Do these wraps.
Just want to pull. See how this one's not flaring? So you're just gonna kind of work it around the shank. Get a couple wraps in there. Depths of glue. 1, 2. Pull back. And form that dam. So from here, we're going to be adding some more feathers. So all I've done with these feathers is just measure them out like that. And we're just gonna apply them to the side of the bait. One pair on there. Doesn't have to be perfect. It will still swim and the fish will still eat it. Wow, that's so sharp. All right, other side. How's it look? Looks good. That looks good. We cut those long fibers in half, and we're just gonna take this and put it on top. Splay it out with your fingers. A couple reps. And whip finish, because this part of the fly is finished. So back portion of the fly, done. Looks pretty gnarly. And then I have some shanks that I built out of, so a little tight for a B10S stinger, but it works. And this isn't the typical articulation. This is gonna be a shank articulation, but I'll show you how we attach it. All right, and just with the same processes, you know, we're gonna go hair feather flash. So ended on orange, again, accent color. We're coming in with brown, and then we gauge. And since we got kind of a gap here, you're gonna want this to be long. So right there, reverse tie in. I'm going to spin my thread a little bit. Two, and you'll notice that this fur is a little fluffier. So what that's going to do is it's going to flay out and spin, just like so. This will help protect the thread as well. Come in with some glue. One, two. We're just going to push back. Front, back that down. It's a little hard to work with the shanks, especially there at the back. It's a little closer. Somebody wants to be on the video. Come here, miss. Here, up here. Get up here. Come here. Say hi to the camera. This is Moose. This is my boy. Go lay down. Two, pull tight. This is gonna work it around the shank. And I'll come in with some flash. And now that we've got the flash in, we're gonna move up the shank, proceeding with orange, bucktail. Make sure you get all your, you know, smaller fibers out of there. And you just want to flay that out and kind of move it around the shank. Since this is not as premium of bucktail as the brown, you're going to have to work it a little bit. Some glue, a couple extra wraps for security, and push that back. Front, make that dam. Now we're gonna come back in with some feathers.
Right down, bud.
Alright, and some flash. Now we're going to come back in with some brown, and you kind of see this is just working forward to form a taper. And we'll finish that off. Some glue once more. Alright, now I have in the vise a 8/0 partridge predator hook here. Pretty big. This is going to be a head of a fly. So as you can see, the shanks between the eye and the bend, you're going to want to leave yourself a little room to form that Buford style head or the wedge, whatever you prefer. Anyways, so now what you'll want to do is pull 2 strands of beading wire. This is just from Walmart. It's going to look backwards in the video, but you get the gist. It's beading wire. So wrap that on there. Wrap up the shank. Alright, so now that we got that attached, we don't need too many beads here, but these are just some plastic beads. I got these from Cabela's, when it was Cabela's. So we'll take the wire and we'll thread these on there. 1, 2. Get those down there. Then we'll take our rear of our fly, thread that through, and then come back through the beads. And you also want to make sure that they're even. And all this does is just make sure that you have a little space between the hook for the fly to kind of flow freely and move as it's intended, and that wasn't good. That's one thing you gotta watch, is the hook point. A lot of people like to double over their loops, but if you tie it tight enough, you're not gonna need that. These are just some old scissors. That wire cutter's not doing it. Got that off. And we'll come through and just clean up that wire, make sure it's secured nicely. And we're not gonna have any problems with it cutting our lawn. All right, time to finish the fly out. Sorry about that, little camera difficulties, but it's the next day. I'm gonna go ahead and work through this fly and get up to the head and show you how to form the head. what we're going to do, instead of reverse tying, we're just going to tie this in the regular way to create a collar for the fly to help disperse water. So I'm going to tie this bucktail facing this way. With some feathers. Okay, and for the Buford head, I use the top of the bucktail. This is more of a hollow fiber, it's going to spin better. The issue with this is that you got to pull out a pretty big clump. Like I'm pulling out that much, maybe a little less, because it's going to pull out a lot of small fibers. Again, you just want to brush out that stuff. So taking a brush, I'll kind of tie it at the midpoint. You'll watch that hair just wants to spin. Come in and compress it, push it back. Gather that material back. And it's just like building the rest of the fly. We're gonna form a little dam in front of that, so it flares the material out. And come in with another clump. Come in, lay that halfway, 1, 2, and then pull tight. Squeeze, push back. They make these pushing tools too that help with this, so probably something I should invest in, but right now we're just doing that. So I have a good bit amount of room right here. I'm just gonna take a very small clump. I'm talking small. Like really small, like that much. And when we brush out these under fur, it's gonna be a lot less material. This is just to kind of help progress up to the eye to be able to tie off. So this will be our last clump, and then we'll get the rest in the fly. 1, 2, pull tight. We're to push, take that, and whip finish. Try not to get these materials in there. All right, and that's pretty much a fly, but you'll want to trim up the head here so it'll be nice and pretty. I just have some razor scissors, and typically what I try to do is just not take too much material off, but we're gonna make a kind of a square, That looks actually pretty good. And the fly is finished. Guys, I know I said I tried to keep that video short. It's kind of hard to do with a musky fly, so I'll do my best. But again, I hope you really enjoyed this little bit of a different video showing kind of the world of fly fishing. Fly fishing is a great and fun way to experience the outdoors, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any comments or questions, make sure you leave them down in the comments. And again, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate all of you. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe, stay up to date, because we're uploading every Saturday. And until then, guys, fish on.